John, can you give me those 2 emergency contacts over 18? Sounds good. The next benefit I'm going to speak about is the no-cost child safety kit. I'll let the video explain better. It's a way to protect our children.
Took your eyes off your child for just a moment to answer a phone, then you couldn't find them. Your stomach sank. Your heart nearly stopped. You began to panic. But when you turned around, there they were, running back to you, safe and sound. But what if you hadn't been so lucky? According to the FBI, acting quickly is a missing child's best chance for being found. It's a frightening reality. 93% of abducted children are killed within the first 24 hours.
I was shocked when I saw that. 2016, the FBI said there were over 400,000 children abducted. Doesn't mean that 93% of them were killed, but that's a pretty frightening statistic. It's a lot of children.
How do you give authorities all they need to know to find your child without losing precious time? You have a current photo of your child? Can you find fingerprints for your child? Your answer to these questions may be yes, but is this critical information in one easy-to-find location? To give your child every chance to be found early, we're giving you a no-cost child safe kit. The child in your home. This is our way of serving the families in the community. Our child safe kit is endorsed by the International Union of Police Associations, the American Federation of School Administrators, and the American Federation of Teachers. Our child safe kit is a convenient way to record comprehensive information about your child, so authorities can help find your child quickly, such as your child's name, birth date, and address, blood type, medications, and name and contact information, physical description, any birthmarks or other identifying features that will help authorities identify your child quicker. Child Safe Kit also comes with an inking strip, so you can fingerprint your child and find them quickly. And a place to attach your child's photo. Updating your child's photo every 6 months. The representative will give you a child safe kit for every child in your household. We recommend that you complete the child safe kit after your representative visits and keep it in a safe and you can access quickly. It could literally save the life of your child.
And we have one for Gavin. We have one for Jocelyn. As the video described, here's the contact information, child's name. Here's identifying marks, scars. Here's where you put the hair, piece of hair by the root. Here's where you put their picture. At their age, you probably should still put one every 6 months, right on top of the previous one. One for Gavin, one for Jocelyn. You don't go anywhere without these in your possession. Because believe me, if you're like me, I have 2 children. I've misplaced them a couple times, and the panic, it makes you just freeze up completely. So you go to the mall, you go to Dorney Park, you go on vacation, you take this with you. Oh, by the way, be careful and make sure you wash their hands after you do their fingerprints. Yeah, they are going to do it. Fill them out. Any emergency contacts for the child safety kits as well that might be different from the ones that you gave me for yourselves?
All too often. alone, suddenly gripped with chest pain, dials 911 for urgent help. Do you or your family members have a way to inform medical professionals of critical help? You're unable to communicate? If the unthinkable happens due to an accident or illness, does your family know your final wishes for funeral and burial arrangements? Do they know where to find important financial information, like your will or your life insurance policy, to help cover the final expenses? If you served in the military, would they know your service record for your eulogy? As our way of saying thank you for your time, we'd like to give you a no-cost MedFacts kit and memorial guide. The MedFacts kit is a helpful medical guide that could potentially save your life or the life of a loved one when you're unable to communicate important medical information. The MedFacts kit contains your recorded health information, such as your name and address, emergency contact information, preferred physician and hospital, medical conditions, insurance information, and current medications. The Memorial Guide enables you to keep all of your final wishes and important information your loved ones will need during a stressful time. When completed, this valuable guide will help provide comfort to your family. Your representative will leave a MedFacts kit and Memorial Guide with you. We recommend you complete the MedFacts kit and Memorial Guide after your representative leaves today.
MedFacts kit is vital. These two kits are vitally important documents. MedFacts kit has medical information critical in the area of an emergency. The Memorial Guide lists all your preferences, service record, etc., if appropriate for your final wishes.
Income Life is a valued privilege to sponsor friends, family, co-workers, and neighbors to receive similar benefits at no cost. Most families are eager to share these valuable benefits. Who would you like to sponsor first?
Obviously, our goal is to bring all of these benefits to your family and friends. So I need your help. John, Jane, I need to be able to contact the people that you would like to sponsor to receive some of the no-cost benefits and at least other benefit information that they may qualify for. Who would you like to sponsor first? Absolutely. Happy to do it. Going to need your help on this and giving them a call prior to me getting in contact with them. Can you let them know before I leave here? Give them a quick call. Tell them I'll be reaching out to get in touch with them to set up an appointment to deliver the benefits. Fantastic. Who's next? Okay, Tommy. Alrighty.
You spend each day preparing for the future.
Each member who responds by sending in the card is seen individually. Because people have individual wants and individual needs. Okay. what was important to the member I saw before you might not be important to you, might not be important to the member that we're going to see after. Going to play a brief video now that's going to describe life insurance and why it's important.
Prepared financially for the stroke, chronic respiratory diseases, and accidents, unintentional injuries. Life changes in a heartbeat. Are you prepared? Life insurance can help take care of your family financially, so they won't be burdened with outstanding expenses when you die. But many of us don't understand how life insurance works. Types of life insurance. Needs change. As our needs change. First, let's look at how life insurance works. Life insurance pays a specific benefit amount upon your death. You choose the benefit amount that is right for your family based on your needs. The top 2 reasons people purchase life insurance are to pay for final expenses and to help cover the loss of income in the event of an unexpected death. People also purchase life insurance for mortgage protection, so their family won't lose their home due to a breadwinner's loss of income. Additionally, many people purchase life insurance in the event they die. They help ensure their children can pay for their education. It's guaranteed that everyone will die. The only thing is when. Will your family be able to maintain their standard of living and achieve the dreams we share? The next step is for our representative to do a needs analysis to help make sure you're prepared.
The next video I'm going to play I'm going to take down some additional information. Okay, Jane. Okay, and when is Gavin's birthday?
No, thank you. My pleasure. Thank you so much. Take a trip back.
Okay.
Where'd you guys move to?
And how about Jocelyn?
Smart to get that. I'm here. There was, and it's so funny because there's no in between. You either love Florida or you hate it. So one of my former students stopped by yesterday, and after she got back, she was with her family down there. Absolutely miserable. Came back. Today was a couple that sat there before they went upstairs and said, "We moved 11 years ago and never looked back. Greatest thing we ever did."
Never quit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have some additional medical questions I'd like to ask. Internal cancers, insulin diabetes, cardiovascular disease, currently using oxygen, I don't see any, terminal illnesses, Alzheimer's. Have you used any form of tobacco at all? Pipe, cigarettes, vape? Currently on probation or parole? Arrested or convicted of DUI? Okay. The next questions I'm going to ask are about your finances. Okay? The purpose of doing the needs analysis right now is to put together a protection package of insurance that makes the most sense for your family, and to do it at 5% of your take-home pay. Now, by spending $5 out of every 100 that you take home on protection for your family and for yourselves, is that going to affect your lifestyle in any way, shape, or form? Yeah, exactly. So that's my commitment to you, to make sure that we do this at 5% or less of your take-home pay. So what is your current take-home pay estimated? It's 3,000. Jane? Have any insurance in the union? Oh, okay. So it's 50. Any life insurance outside of the job? And do you currently rent or own? A rough idea of your mortgage balance? And how many years about remaining? Do you have insurance to pay off your mortgage in the event of your death? It is. And how much have you saved for Gavin and Jocelyn's college? You bank at a traditional bank, an internet bank, or regular bank? Have checking with them? Before I continue, it's very important that I show you and read to you this uh, this read-off letter. Okay, I can read it to you, or you can read it, and I can tell you what it means. Would you like to read it, Jane?
Sure.
Now, basically, what this says is that we're going to discuss the benefits of the coverage, what you're covered for, how the coverage works, how much it'll pay out, and at the end of this, if this makes sense to you, which I'm sure it will, you just have to give me a simple yes or no, and then we move forward on it. Okay? The first thing I want to talk about is your final expense protection. This benefit provides an immediate payout of money to cover your final expenses.
The most beautiful and valued days of life. For this reason, saying goodbye to a loved one can be difficult, and even more so if you are not prepared. The emotional distress adds to the financial burden. It can be devastating to lose the family savings or even the family inheritance. The average cost of a funeral continues to rise, and these expenses can be higher depending on where you live. Keep in mind that funeral and cemetery expenses increase each year due to inflation and other economic factors. At 4% a year for the next 20 years, the cost of a funeral will have risen above $30,000. Expenses become even more overwhelming when you consider that Social Security only pays a $255 death benefit, and that's if you qualify. That still leaves all of the expenses for your family to cover. The last thing we want is to leave our loved ones in this kind of situation when we perish, isn't it? That's why it is important to anticipate for future events with preparation.
Have you had to assist in the planning of a funeral for a loved one or a relative?
Those unforeseen and sometimes escalating expenses that no one is ready for. We all want our last goodbye to bring comfort and leave a loving memory of us in the hearts of our loved ones. However, these good feelings can be diminished when we do not have coverage for final expenses, and a burden is presented that could mean thousands and thousands of dollars. For this situation, American Income Life recommends our whole life policy along with the Freedom of Choice certificate. The process is simple and can be used to cover your final expenses up to the face value of your policy. Your beneficiary takes the certificate to the chosen funeral home, agrees to the service details, and writes the total amount on the back, signs it, and hands the certificate to the funeral home director. When the service is needed, the funeral home director calls the number on the certificate to speak directly to a claims representative. Payment is made directly from our company to the funeral home, and the remainder, if any, is paid to the beneficiary in a lump sum check. The decision is simple, and your family deserves it. Obtain final expense coverage, which allows you to have the Freedom of Choice certificate. That way, you will help avoid many problems for your loved ones. Today, you can enjoy the tranquility of knowing in that inevitable moment, there will be peace. If you're giving them the best today, prepare for tomorrow. Leave them only beautiful memories. Love is shown with action.
As the video said, the current average cost of a funeral today is approximately $15,000. 4% increase in inflation a year, in 20 years is going to be $30,000. I'm sure 20 years ago it wasn't $15,000. You could probably put a funeral or even a cremation together for half that, right? So this is the proper coverage.
Okay.
This is what you have right now. This is what you need. This is what you're getting from us. Now, the Freedom of Choice certificate that we have is unique in that you do not have to surrender your policy to the funeral home.
Okay.
They're going to get an immediate payout for an agreed on price that you just write on the back and sign. They call us, we deal with them, whatever you agree on, you get the difference sent to you in a lump sum check. John, if you were to die during your prime earning years, How would Jane compensate for the loss of your income?
No, seriously.
Jane, the same thing, right? If your income went away, would that create stress for you? Exactly. There's additional cost to that as well. I'll let the video explain.
She gets to read it. I mean, if something happens to her, that's something to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you see why that benefit makes sense? Why does that make sense, Jane, to you? Understood.
It'll still make it through.
Life insurance is for the living. It's your legacy for your family. Do you take care of them and protect them? Or does your death become a burden on top of the emotional impact? You're protecting 5 years of your net income. You have $100,000 of existing coverage. You need $80,000 to fill the gap. We're giving you that $80,000. Jane's got $120,000 of income that has to be protected. She's got $50,000. The gap is $70,000. We're giving you the $70,000. Can you see how this makes sense? Why does that make sense? The next video is to talk about protecting your home, probably the largest, biggest investment that you'll make in your marriage outside of your children and their education. But we'll get to that.
Where your memories are. Where your family is. You have chosen to raise your children. It's the centerpiece for your family's life. A place where your family can grow strong and create new and loving memories. But we don't know how long we will be able to share this. Unfortunately, everything can change in the blink of an eye. If you are no longer here to provide support to your family, you're no longer able to cover expenses for your life or mortgage. Would they have to move to a smaller home or to a less desirable area? Would your children have to change schools? The grief of losing a family member
mortgage, recommended $175,000 coverage. It's what you need. That's what we're going to give you.
Okay.
You see how that would make sense to take that, pay the house off completely, not have that be one more thing for Jane and the kids to have to worry about, and anything ever happened to you.
You've been doing it for a while?
No.
Pretty new at it, or
Yes.
how's it going?
It's actually not going too badly. I just wanted to make sure that I spoke to you about the protection for your child's education, Gavin and Jocelyn's education.
Okay.
And that's where I'm going to right now in the needs analysis. This next video is going to describe how we create protection to assure your children's education.
Okay.
Children go to college. Different get your children's future protection. But if you donate and your income is there to help your children with their future education, how would you prefer to accomplish? Your unexpected death, your children won't be able to afford a college
So as you can see, college is very expensive. Don't have to tell you guys that. You probably hear it from family and friends who are going through it right now with their own children. This is the amount of coverage that will be provided to make sure that Gavin and Jocelyn both get the opportunity to go and get the education that's going to have such a positive effect on their life. So to recap, John, Jane, we've taken care of your final expenses. We've protected your income, taken care of your mortgage, and assured your children, Gavin and Jocelyn, will be able to go to college as well. So really only have So I've actually just have to ask you, do you have any questions about the coverage that I've outlined today? Do you understand how it works? Do you understand how much it costs?
I mean, I understand.
It's very, very expensive because nothing's more expensive than regret. But I only really have one other question to ask you. Option A is your final expenses adjusted for inflation. Everything else stays the same. Option B is your final expenses with partial inflation. Everything else stays the same. So do you want to go with option A or option B? Totally understand. Many of my clients, my current customers, as a matter of fact, have felt that way. Let me tell you what they found. You weren't thinking about it probably before I called you, to be honest. You're thinking about it today, and after I go, you might not be thinking about it after I go. But it still doesn't change the fact that it's something that you need, that you should have in place to protect your family. So we have some flexibility with this. We can adjust to have only the partial inflation change the amount. We can reduce the income protection from 5 years to 3. Let's see how that works. Well, look, it's gone down from $232 a month to just over $200 a month. Does that make more sense for you?
Yeah. That makes more sense. It all makes sense. It's just a matter of, you know, I mean, 200 is going to be pushing it.
I totally understand. The whole purpose of this is to put something in front of you that you feel you can afford. Even if you have to start with a smaller amount of coverage, something in this case is definitely better than nothing. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, can we figure out something maybe about 160?
Absolutely. We can change this in a couple of key areas. We can put a reduction in the final expense cost. We can even reduce the protected income or the income replacement from 3 years to 1 year. Let's see how that looks. I don't want to touch anything involving the kids' education. Okay? Oh, look, it's $165. Does that make more sense for you right now, budgetary? You can add later. Great choice. I need your driver's license, your physician's name, address, and phone number, any medication that you're taking right now, and your checkbook.